welcome back. We hope you had a really nice and relaxing weekend.
Yeah, and before we begin today's community meeting, we'd just like to say that we're encouraging you all to, with the recent events and discussions that we've had on Friday, to continue those, and as well just be present, whether that's just listening or participating in those very discussions. And we just encourage you to keep, be actively present at that. With that in mind, let's get started. So, our first community offering is about the Lunar New Year.
大家好. How are you? I'm Chinese core honor student Zhu Tianming. Tianming. 恭喜发财.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm also a Chinese core honor student. I'm just going to be translating what he says. So he says, respectfully wish you happiness and prosperity.
So this new year, if you didn't know, is the year of the dog. In Chinese, we say the dog's barking sound is wang wang, different from woof woof. Wang also means prosperous. So therefore, this year of the dog will bring us prosperity.
Dogs are the truest friends and reliable partners. So in this new year, you will find an honest and loyal friend. Let's all be positive. This new year will bring us peace and joy.
So Lick's Chinese program would like to share our joy and love with the whole community. Today we will celebrate this spring festival with a Tai Chi program. We are honored to have Mr. Chris Butler from Taoist Tai Chi Society and our own Asians director Eleanor to teach us.
The Chinese class students are already lined up. You are welcome to join us. Get on the field to practice Tai Chi together.
So, just a quick introduction and preface. My name is Chris, and I'm here representing a nonprofit organization called the Taoist Tai Chi Society. And the video that we're displaying behind me is a video of the founder of our organization. His name was Moylan Shin, and he was a Taoist monk. He emigrated from Hong Kong. Very good. Okay. So I think my time is up. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for participating. That was a lot of fun. Alright guys, next up we have our very own Ari Gonzalez, the sophomore class.
Hi guys, my name is Ari and I'm a sophomore here, and I work with an organization called the Mosaic Project, and this is Chemnitz, and he's the director of the Youth Leadership Project, and I wanted to make sure that he had a chance to come here and tell you guys what we do.
Alright, hello people. What's up, Tigers? Yeah! Alright, you know what? Actually, my name is Daredevil, as you can tell. I am the original Daredevil. For real, I'll tell you about it later. Alright, so, I am Chemnitz with the Mosaic Project, and the Mosaic Project is a non-profit that's based in Oakland, California, right across the street from the Grand Lake Theater. We can really watch people running around the lake, strolling babies and all kind of stuff, right? Now, in the meantime, while we're watching people walk around the lake, we about making change. So Mosaic's been around since 2000, and we are about making change in our communities, in our schools, and hopefully the world, because it is my opinion that a lot of the behaviors that we are seeing these days are symptoms of disempowerment. All right, now what I mean by disempowerment is imagine yourself swimming, having a good time, doing your backstroke. Right? And then for whatever reason you forgot the skills of swimming and you start drowning, right? So now you're feeling a little disempowered, so you're going to grab for the nearest thing to save your life, which is fine, right? I believe within our society, we have a lot of people feeling disempowered like that, and they are grabbing for the nearest thing they can to feel empowered. And some of the things that they would grab for has a lot to do with violence that we have out there. You know, for instance, the events that happen in our schools in Florida, right? I call those symptoms of disempowerment. You know, those are students who grab for the nearest thing to make themselves feel very empowered. which isn't the best way of feeling empowered. Now, other signs of feeling disempowerment is putting someone down. But we are saturated with all kind of media signals that show us that we need to do things such as practice violence and make fun of people and do a whole bunch of other stuff that are self-defeating in order to feel powerful. And what the Mosaic Project does, we try and empower people in a way that helps establish a more safe and respectful environment. Now, there are basically 4 areas that we focus on for self-empowerment. Repeat after me. Diversity. Now, what we mean by diversity is being able to talk with people from different backgrounds, different opinions, different beliefs, different philosophies, right? And so we teach our students how to navigate diversity, right? Everybody say empathy. Now, what we mean by empathy is developing the skills to be able to understand where someone is coming from. Now, you do not have to agree with that person, but you can at least get a better understanding of where that person is coming from. All right, now, assertive communication. Wow, you guys got this. All right, thank you. Now, assertive communication, we teach our students how to let their voice be heard and at the same time provide space for other people to let their voice be heard. We call that mutual communication or assertive communication, right? Because your voice definitely needs to be heard. Now, last one, conflict resolution. All right, thank you. Now, what we mean by that is, what is the most common way we deal with conflicts in our society? Well, there's a lot of people here, so I'm not going to hear everybody at once, but pretty much, would you all agree that it's shoot first, ask questions later? Right, we see it in our movies, we hear it in our music, and so what we do with our students is we teach them how to deal with conflicts, work through conflicts, where both people can sit at the table and leave the table and still understand each other in a way. We don't have to agree with each other, but we can just live in the same environment. Right, so we teach those 4 skills for empowering. Now, what we do is we work primarily with 4th and 5th graders, because we feel those 9, 10, 11-year-olds are just becoming aware of their environment, and they need to figure out how to navigate that world that they are becoming more aware of, right? And because if they don't figure out the skills, then they will feel disempowered, and they will reach for the lowest fruit. Have y'all heard that famous saying before? They'll reach for the lower fruit. And unfortunately, in our society, the lowest fruit isn't the best way to behave, as we well know. Now, we primarily work with 4th and 5th graders. Those are our goals to empower them. Yet, we know that these 4th and 5th graders are also looking for role models. They want to learn skills of navigating their world, but they also want to look for role models so they can figure out how to do it. Now, me, I may not look it, but I am a little younger than most. Alright? But I'm not as young as 4th and 5th graders, and the 4th and 5th graders are going to be looking towards the generation closest to them to validate what they think is cool. Now, what generation do you think they'll be looking towards? You are. So, my job is to persuade you all to help us empower the 4th and 5th graders, right? So what I do specifically is I go out to different high schools all over the Bay Area, and I teach you all to teach our 4th and 5th graders how to be self-empowered. Now, at the same time, we're kind of sneaky, because at the same time, we are empowering you all. Because we also know that if we want a sustainable, safe environment, we have to empower your generation. Now, do you remember sitting in class where you look at the civil rights movements and they're marching and protesting and all that? Y'all remember those? What generation back then is doing that? You are. Those are the 15 to 25-year-olds making those big moves, right? Back in the 60s. That's your generation. That's you all. And so we know we want a sustainable, safe world. We have to empower your generation. And the best way to empower you all is to teach you all the tools, but give you all the opportunity to practice those tools and teach them as well. So what we do in our outdoor project is we rent out a site in Felton, California. Y'all heard of Felton? So Felton is north of Santa Cruz. Now y'all heard of Santa Cruz, right? Santa Cruz, beaches and motor So, we rent out an outdoor program. Now, outdoor meaning, we have flushing toilets, running water, and a cafeteria. So we're not pitching holes in tents, right? And we take students and put them in the outdoors where they can feel more safe, because in the city, sometimes students don't feel that safe. And we put them out there, and we teach them the skills that I briefly described. And you all go out there with them, with us, and we teach them those skills, right? Now, what you all be called is youth leaders. So not only do we teach you skills to be able to be mentors to our 4th and 5th graders, we teach you skills that you can take back to your schools, back to your family, and back to your community, where you can be a leader. And not just like sit on a microphone like I'm doing right now and profess how great I am, like this, because I am great. You see it, right? All right, but also just to behave in a way that your environment will be safe. We teach you the skills where you can be able to respect other people and make sure other people are respecting you as well. Now, I think I heard alarm. Was that an alarm? Was that a phone? All right, well, I've done a lot of talking about it, but I think you should hear from someone who's actually personally experienced being a youth leader, and that is your very own Ari. Ari!
All right, hi guys again. So the first time that I got involved with the Mosaic Project is when I went to the outdoor school as a 5th grader. And it was an experience that I remembered for a really long time, because it was the first time that I really felt like I had the power to create change. And as soon as I could go back as a cabin leader, I did, because I wanted to be part of that again. I wanted to be part of this environment that felt like it was actively working towards change and giving kids the tools that they could take back to their communities to make just the people that just the way that they interact with people so different. And when I'm there, when I'm with my kids in the outdoor school, and I watch 2 kids who maybe never would have interacted under any other circumstances come together and connect on a really deep level, it's something that makes me feel really hopeful about our world, which is not something that I feel often. So the Mosaic Project is an experience that I think is like the most valuable experience of my entire life. And it's an opportunity to learn from just an amazingly diverse group of people. Not only the other staff members and the other cabin leaders, but also the kids have a lot to say and a lot to teach. Every time I go back, I learn so many new things, not only about the people around me, but about how to be a leader and how to set an example. And it's an experience that I think that everyone could benefit from. And I also think that Lick students have a lot to offer the kids at the outdoor school. And I would really, really love it if some of you guys would consider being youth leaders.
All right, so thank you so much for giving your attention. So here's how you can become a youth leader. So I'm gonna leave information with Ari and Alan, and you all will be able, now, if you all have your pens and papers out right now, it's called the Mosaic Project.org. So the website is mosaicproject.org, and you can sign up online as a youth leader and look for the Youth Leadership Project. So let me get them in order. So the website is mosaicproject.org. The link you're looking for is Youth Leadership Project. And what we're having at the end of March 23rd to the 25th, we're having a Youth Leadership Training Weekend. And that's where we invite you all out to come up and learn about the Mosaic curriculum and learn about some self-empowering tools. And then hopefully after the training weekend, you would have some time to come and mentor with us for a week. Our outdoor project or outdoor school starts April 15th through May 25th. That's a 6-week endeavor. You would volunteer or mentor 1 out of those 6 weeks. All right, so once again, you can go to mosaicproject.org, find Youth Leadership Project, you would click, you fill out the online application, then I'll get a ding in my inbox and I'll give you a call and I would invite you in to meet the rest of our staff and talk to you more about it and answer whatever questions you would have. And then I would invite you to our training weekend. Once again, I'll leave some flyers with Ari and Alan, and they'll have additional information in case you're not able to get it all right now. Once again, thank you so much for giving me your attention. You guys are
Hi everybody, I thought I was just doing an announcement. This is not uber special. But I wanted to announce that this week, starting Tuesday through Friday, we'll be releasing the Student Experience Survey. And I know that you've done this in the past, but I haven't had a chance to talk to you about why we do it and how you should be doing it. So first of all, let me say that teaching, and I've been teaching for over 30 years. I was a full-time teacher for 20 of those. Is a remarkably complex profession. You're making thousands of decisions all the time. You are all the beneficiaries of a bunch of teachers here who are lifelong learners, who are very creative and experimental, all with the goal of maximizing your learning and really giving you a truly mission-centered experience. So this is where the survey comes in. It's one source of feedback, right? And we need feedback. You get feedback from your teachers all the time. It's one source of feedback that helps us think about what we're doing, particularly how you, the student, are experiencing all those different aspects of it. So I know that many of you will have 7 surveys to fill out. Remember that it'll be in your inbox tomorrow. Your teachers will set aside about 10 minutes in each class for you to find the survey and take some of it in class. You don't have to do them all at once. But if you're really thinking, I really urge you to think about the purpose of this survey, right? That it's all about helping create the optimal learning environment for you and the audience. That your teachers will be looking at the results and think about how feedback is given and how feedback is received and what's going to make this the most productive experience for everybody. All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. All right, next up we're going to call up Hannah.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a senior.
I'm Hannah, I'm a junior. And so we interned last summer at OneProsper International. It's a nonprofit that, next slide please. It's a nonprofit that purpose is to empower women and girls in India and also to break the cycle of poverty. So one essential thing they do is they, with the donations they receive, they bring harvest tanks to provide water that's easily accessible to families living in the desert areas. They also provide drip irrigation systems so that it's easier to do farming techniques in the deserts area. And finally, with all of this, they try to make sure that families try to get out of poverty and allow their families' daughters to be able to get education as much as possible.
Next slide. So OneProsper sponsors these events called Yoga for Good. They've been doing it at companies around the Bay Area. They recently did one at Hamlin. And basically they bring in a yoga instructor who gives a free yoga session, and then the people who attend that session donate to OneProsper. So we are doing one at Lick. It'll be March 8th, which is International Women's Day, and it'll be during tutorial and lunch. So basically we'll just have a yoga session, and if you come, you can donate, or if you don't have time, or yoga's not really your thing, like yoga's not really my thing, but you can just donate at oneprosper.org, because it's really an awesome organization. So thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna move straight into announcements. We have Martin doing our cutoffs, so come on up, Martin. And if you have an announcement, come on up.
So Lick-JSA participated in our Model Congress Winter State Convention. We want to congratulate Ari and Nick for passing their bill on drug legalization, Sabine and Ilva for their bill on fixing the system of sexual assault allegations in Congress, Joni and Una for their bill on banning the box for people convicted of felonies on job applications. We also want to congratulate the 8 Lick students who won Best Speaker Awards. We were the most of any school in the state.
Electra, Diglett, Nidoran, Mango,
Joni Mellon, Nick Fidel, Lucy Caroline,
Ajax, the Engagement, Yarnberg, and Nightcap.
Hi, I'm Allie, I'm a sophomore.
And I'm Lucy, and I'm also a sophomore, and we are starting a softball team for the spring 2019 season.
We will have an informational meeting this Thursday in the gym. That's March 1st, and we will bring snacks, so you should definitely come.
Yeah, bring your friends, get hyped.
Hi,
I'm Maxine. I'm one of the leaders of Environmental Club. And this Friday at lunch in room 12, we're going to be having a guest speaker come and talk about the impacts of climate change and sea level rise and how that impacts infrastructure and planning in the Bay Area. And it's going to be really interesting, so you guys should come.
Hey guys, so in light of recent events, one of the things that I've been realizing is super important is voting. So next week, I'm planning to bring to Lick a voter pre-registration drive for 16 and 17-year-olds so that the day you turn 18, you can start voting. So that's something you want to help me out on. Please get in contact with me, and then I'll also give an announcement tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Nemo. I'm a freshman. And this Wednesday during tutorial in room A, we're going to be holding a session to write letters to Congress people about gun control, especially those who aren't in favor of gun control. So there'll be posters around school with the date and time, so please come out. It's really important to me. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Silvana. I wanted to remind you guys that tomorrow at lunch, not tutorial, there will be a student-only meeting if you want to come and give your input on what we should be doing at the walk-in on Wednesday, which is still happening.
And we just want to clarify for the walk-in on Wednesday that all members of the Lick community are welcome and encouraged to participate in our 17-minute of silence with us. Thank you.
And actually on Wednesday, we'll be walking out at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
That includes adults. Adults are welcome to attend.
Hi everybody, on Thursday, March 8th at 6 o'clock in the music room, Vocal Ensemble, we'll be presenting our annual benefit cabaret. This year the theme is Songs of Transformation, and we are calling it Caba Change. Thank you, Caitlin Cummings. So come on out and support. The tickets will be $5, and the money is going to support Spindrift, the School for the Butterfree.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all.
Hi everybody, so on March 22nd we're going to be having a chicken and waffle sale. A plate is $5, and yeah, come out. It's going to be in the pit. Yeah.
Alright, if no one has more announcements, we are also going to be passing out candy right now for the Lunar